This is a component of a GE-built jet engine, similar to the engines that carried you here. But this part weighs 85% less than the part that it replaced. That's because it was created using a method that, until recently, has never before been possible. This industrial part was 3D printed. I believe, along with a growing number of leaders around the world, that 3D printing is going to change the way that things are produced more in this century than the Industrial Revolution did in the last 300 years. And that's because, despite many advances, modern manufacturing is still incredibly inefficient. Today's mass production is built around a simple rule. The more things that you make, the lower the cost of each of those things. Our entire global system of production has been based on this simple equation, and we've literally pushed it to its extreme limits. That is, until now. 3D printing is a technology that enables you to create things differently, from the ground up, layer by layer, until you have a fully formed physical object. Just like you can send a computer file of a document to your home or office printer, now you can send the computer file of an object to a 3D printer, and out comes that physical object. Eventually, we'll be able to print almost anything that you can imagine. Now here's where things get interesting. With 3D printing, costs are not tied to the number of units produced. So there's no penalty for producing in extremely small quantities. You see, 3D printing, the line is flat. Now initially, 3D printing production has been relatively expensive, but costs have been dropping and quality's been rising. This is about where we are today, just scratching the surface. But this is the future that we're seeing. 3D printing production is still in its infancy, but it's already inevitable. At the same cost and quality, companies will always choose the flexibility of 3D printing over mass production. At the same cost and quality, 3D printing irreversibly takes over conventional manufacturing as the preferred method of production, and that changes everything. First, all the things that you know are going to be produced much closer to you. Let's say you're back home and you notice one of the wheels on your dishwasher has broken. You simply look it up on the internet and print it out at home, or at your neighborhood commercial 3D printer. Your son outgrows a pair of shoes, drop them in the recycler, and print them out a brand new pair, one size larger. Even industrial production is going to become local. We're already seeing the emergence of automated 3D production microfactories. And digital factories like these can be pieced together in a global network of production. This is called direct digital manufacturing. Some call it the elastic manufacturing cloud. But whatever you call it, this method of production will quickly become a much more efficient way of manufacturing things than the way many things are made today. So not only will the things that you know be made much closer to you, 3D printing enables the creation of a whole bunch of new things that today you can only imagine. Doctors are already using 3D printing to create knee replacements customized to each patient. But very soon, the actual print material itself will contain antibiotics and pain medication that slow releases over time. Here we have a 3D printed lithium-ion battery. It was created by Jennifer Lewis and her team at Harvard. Works just like any other battery, except this battery is the size of a single grain of sand. And batteries like this can be used to power micro-medical devices, compact electronics, even tiny robots. Researchers in London are working with 3D printing in a substance called graphene, which is very flexible and yet 100 times stronger than steel. This is where 3D printing is going. Now, are you ready for 4D printing? 4D printing is a technology where you print a three-dimensional object, and then at some point in the future, that object automatically reacts to its environment, to heat or cold or moisture. That's the fourth dimension. This technology is being pioneered by TED fellow Skylar Tibbetts at MIT, and it has enormous implications to production. Imagine a brick that doesn't realize its full structure or weight until water's added to it at the exact location where it's going to be used. Or pipes that automatically repair themselves if they're ever damaged. It all sounds like science fiction, but all of this is happening right now, right in front of our eyes. I have one more exciting thing to unveil. This is another 3D printed industrial part from GE. This is the brand new fuel injection system for a jet engine. Now, the system that it replaced had 21 parts, 21 separate parts that had to be produced, shipped to the same location, and then assembled. This has one. It's 5 times more durable and increases fuel efficiency by an astonishing 15%. 15%. That's a savings of $1 million per year for every single plane that uses it. Now can you see why companies around the world are so fixated on this new method of production? Rarely in history has there been a technology that offers so much promise and so much threat of disruption. "3D printing production is still in its infancy, but it is already inevitable. And as soon as you open your eyes to this amazing 3D printed future, as soon as you start to view the whole world in 3D, you can't unsee it." Thank you.